Vocabulary Virtuoso PSAT-SAT Book 1. Hi, I'm Manisha, the founder of Modulo. If you are a homeschooling family who wants to prep your kids well for the PSAT-SAT, or a student who is excited to use your homeschooling time to study for that test and show how much you learned while you're homeschooling, Vocabulary Virtuoso PSAT-SAT Book 1 is a fantastic place to start, designed for grades 8th through 12th, so you can even start it in middle school or earlier if you are excited to learn more vocab. It's always a great idea to expand your vocabulary, and this is a wonderful screen-free or screen-optional program. They do have an ebook if you want to use it online. It's the same price, so it doesn't really matter that much. And if you're not in grades 8 through 12, there are also books available for younger kids, but this is specifically geared towards the PSAT or SAT. If you are a homeschooler thinking about attending a college, it can be good to prepare for those standardized exams because homeschool grades don't mean a lot to colleges and universities, and they like having some type of framework for understanding your knowledge, even though, as we know, the PSAT and the SAT aren't the best way to really assess someone's intelligence and potential. These AP exams and SAT exams can be useful, and just for some encouragement, homeschoolers do tend to do really well on them, partly because you're good at understanding systems and games, and partly because you just have a whole lot more time to study for them than kids who have to go to school 6 hours a day. Anyhow, these books are pretty fun and easy to use. They have different exercises. This critical thinking company is actually a full curriculum designed for grades pre-K through 12th grade. It's all focused on critical thinking, great for kids who like workbooks. Some of you might do a little bit better with an app, but if you prefer workbooks, I think Vocabulary Virtuoso is a really strong choice. Let's take a look at some of the sample pages. So every Vocabulary Virtuoso book starts with a list of vocabulary, so you kind of know what you're getting into. And there are pronunciations, could be also good for studying for the spelling bee. They all follow the same framework, so it starts pretty simple where you have a multiple choice option. If you are studying for a standardized test, I recommend covering up the choices before you guess, because otherwise your creative mind might start thinking of ways for everything to work. Then it gets a little more challenging where you have to actually pick the word that fits in the sentence best for these 9 sentences. They have a story challenge, which can be really good for preparing for longer critical reading passages where you fill in the word. And then they have kind of a funny, weird exercise where you have to unscramble a synonym. I find this one to be particularly challenging myself. I don't even know if I can solve it, but essentially you have to take a word here and okay, I think I can know this one. So number 7, Mandy was stealthy when she hid her diary under the mattress. This word is all scrambled up, and you need to figure out what's the correct spelling of the word that's the synonym for this. So this word I actually recognize, it's surreptitious. And surreptitious is a synonym for stealthy, which means that that word can go in that place. This is good for grown-ups too, trying to amp up their critical thinking and vocabulary skills. And then last but not least, they have you write your own sentence. And actually not last but not least. And they have an option for you to complete a sentence. So here you have a ton of great PSAT, SAT words. If it's too easy, you can move right along to book 2. Hope this has been helpful for you. If you have used this book, or if you prefer another app or textbook, I would love it if you could share in the comments what works for you. But as I said, this is a really high quality program. It's written by a language arts teacher, and I think that if you do enjoy this more workbook-based approach, you're going to go very far using Vocabulary Virtuoso. And of course, make sure that you take as many practice tests as you can to enhance your knowledge, read more challenging news sources such as The Economist or New York Times, write down new words, practice putting them in sentences, and you should be good to go. I like learning vocabulary a lot, and I hope you do too.